Hello everyone. Today we have one more question on the combination of resistors. I am continuously making videos on different types of combinations, both series as well as parallel, and different types of questions that could be asked or given in the NCERT textbook. So we have another question here. Let's see the question. How many 176 ohm resistors in parallel, that means these 176 ohm resist, this 176 ohm resistors, we will take some number, they are to be connected in parallel, are required to carry 5 amps on a 220 volt line. So the circuit is something like this. So we have 176 ohm resistors, some numbers we have, we don't know how many, right? So some numbers we have, and they all are connected. Let me do like this, and they all are connected. Okay, many are there, I don't know how many. So each resistor is 176 ohms. Each resistor is 176 ohms. So all they are connected in parallel to each other. They are connected in parallel to each other. That means they are connected in parallel to each other. So that is what given in the question. But how many are there, we don't know. So let us take there are n number of 176 ohm resistors. So this n number is for what? If I combine them in parallel and connect them across a 220 volt line, connect them across a 220 volt line, so this voltage is 220 volt, then how much current is going to flow through come out of the source? So the current is going to be 5 ampere. The current is going to be 5 ampere. So this is the situation given here. We have to find out how many are there. So how many are there? We are saying there are n numbers. So we have to find the value of n. Now see the question in a different way. So see that so there are n number of 176 ohm resistors. So there would be some equivalent resistance of them. So what is that equivalent resistance? That equivalent resistance will be equal to 176 by n ohms, right? We did this in previous video also. Each resistor 176, how many resistors? N resistors. So the equivalent resistance is going to be 176 by n. If you are not satisfied with this, you can do the same old method. 1 by R equivalent is equal to 1 by R plus 1 by R plus, and so on, right? How many R's are there? N R's are there, n number. How many R's are there? N number, n number. So what would be the sum of them? The sum will be, right, 1 by R plus 1 by R, 2 by R, plus 1 by R, 3 by R. So n number are there, n by R. So R equivalent value will be R by, n, R by n. That's what I did. R is individual resistance divided by number of resistors. So what is the equivalent resistance? 176 by n. Now because of this equivalent resistance, what would happen? 5 amp current will come out of the circuit, right? So we can replace these resistors and write the equivalent resistance of them. What is that equivalent resistance? 176 by n. Okay, let me do it with a blue pen. 176 by n ohms, right? Now you apply Ohm's law. What is the Ohm's law? Says, so what would be the potential difference across 176 by n ohm when 5 amps is flowing? 220. So use it. So what is the potential difference across this? 220 volt. How much is the current flowing? 5. So V is equal to IR. V is by the source. 220 is equal to I is how much? 5 amps. How much is the resistance? 176 by n. So to get the n, what we should do? Take the n this side, 220 the other side. So n is equal to 5 into 176 divided by 220. Clear? This we are just writing the Ohm's law. V is equal to IR. So V is the voltage across the resistance which is created by the source. And how much is current flowing through the equivalent resistance? That means if I replace all the 176 with 176 ohm resistors with just one resistor whose value is 176 by n, there's going to be no change in the behavior of the source. Still 5 amps current will flow. So that 5 amp current into the resistance will give us what? The same voltage, same potential drop to 20 volt. The same thing I did there. Okay. So I have already made several videos on this, on Ohm's law, on the dependence of current and voltage, current and resistance. The links for those videos will be in the description section. Please watch them too, so you'll understand better. So how much is this? So let's do very simply. 2 1 1 zeros are 2, 8s are 1 6, 8s are. So this is multiple of 11, right? 11 10s are 11 8s are. So 5 into 8, 40. 40 divided by 10, 4. So how many 176 ohm resistors are required? Just 4 176 ohms are required. And what is the R equivalent? Though it is not R, so they are just asking how many number. So this is the answer. But I'm just finding out what is the equivalent resistance. So equivalent resistance will be 176 divided by 4. So for 4s are 16. For 4s are 16. So 144 ohms is the equivalent resistance by connecting 4 number of 176 ohm resistors in parallel. So I hope you have understood this question and how to solve it. If you have any doubt, or if you have any doubt in any other question, please write it in the comment section. So I'll surely help. Thank you.